Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a great lunch. Welcome to this feature event of the CDRI Fellowship. What's special is that ever since there's been ICDRI, we've had the CDRI feature event, so it's fellowship feature event. So it's very special for us. This is like a staple of all the ICDRIs, and it's the longest running program for CDRI, very special. And so we have a lot in store today, but to kind of kickstart the proceedings, I will request Ms. Veena Reddy, Mission Director, USAID, to please come and kind of give her opening remarks. Ms. Veena Reddy is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service, and she joined USAID India in August 2021 as the Mission Director, Minister Counselor for International Development. She leads USAID's operations in India and Bhutan. She brings with her a rich background in development and diplomacy. She's also served as USAID's Deputy and Mission Director in Cambodia, where she oversaw robust programs spanning food security, environment, health, education, etc. She's also worked as USAID's Deputy Mission Director in Haiti. So I will request Ms. Reddy to please come on stage. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon. Namaste. What an honor to be here with you all as we recognize the newest cohort of CDRI Fellows. And truly, it's been an honor to be co-chair of CDRI's Executive Committee on behalf of the United States and the U.S. Agency for International Development over the past 2 years. And I can attest personally that ICDRI just gets better and better every year. And it's great to see familiar faces as well as a lot of new ones. And we've been really proud to support this mission of CDRI, and this year's conference is focused on spurring investments in resilient infrastructure. While we're focused on infrastructure, I think we all know that people are at the heart of everything we'll be doing and investing in people, and that's where CDRI's fellows come in. CDRI is nurturing this group of future-ready professionals with their peer learning and capacity development opportunities for transformative, actionable, and scalable solutions for real-world issues. So I really want to congratulate the 49 fellows from 9 countries who've been selected as CDRI fellows in the 4th cohort, and we look forward to hearing their stories and meeting them here. And I really want to congratulate the jury that took all of your time and effort to support these fellows. And I understand it was an overwhelming response to this year's call for proposals. So those of you who did make it through the round can be extra proud. And we're extra proud that you all have chosen to be part of CDRI's program. And this is really a beacon of opportunity, fostering a rich environment for learning, networking, and professional recognition. And it serves as a catalyst for innovation, providing fellows with a unique platform for immersive learning and skill advancements to really propel your careers forward. And it's amazing to see these fellows from across the globe, north, south, east, west. I understand last year's came from Chile, Madagascar, Bangladesh, Brazil, Ghana, Japan. Amazing to see. And past cohorts, too, have been doing amazing things. Fellows from Sri Lanka and Australia are partnering to revolutionize disaster monitoring through fiber optic sensors with real-time detection of water pressure and ground movements. So we can receive early warning for disasters, so prevent loss of more lives and prevent loss of productivity. And in the U.S., a New York University fellow that I met today is researching resilience of power systems in the face of hurricanes and the potential for solar energy to sustain power through outages. And as our Japanese professor told us earlier today, getting out and seeing the impacts that disasters have on people is what will drive you and will make you really inspired in your career. So I hope that you all have an opportunity to see some of the impact of your work and the ability to help people. And that's really, I think, at the heart of everything we do and the responsibility that we all have in this field. So as CDRI fellows, you're going to have the opportunity to engage in new initiatives and lead us, bring in new technologies, new ideas, let all of us know of the incredible capacity you have and the incredible capacity that the world can have to create meaningful change and a more resilient, productive, and powerful future. So thank you all, and welcome to the CDRI cohort. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Reddy, for those great remarks and for recognizing what these change agents have been doing across the world. We have a quick film on the cohort 2023-24, and I just need to say that there are several fellows around you in this room. We have the jury members around you, and we also have the experts that have been guiding. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to say, let's play the film, and you'll see the cohort and what they've been up to. The film, please. Thank you.
Accelerated global climate action is critical to meet the enormous challenges posed to communities and ecosystems by the unraveling climate crisis. The CDRI Fellowship Program invests in innovative, actionable, and scalable solutions at the local level that demonstrate the potential to address global infrastructure resilience challenges. Through its fellowship, CDRI has been nurturing a diverse and inclusive pool of change agents and innovators across the globe, working towards the resilience of infrastructure systems. The first two cohorts of fellows, comprising 34 teams from 14 countries, have generated a rich range of potential solutions and knowledge outputs, addressing diverse infrastructure sectors and hazards. Cohort 2023-24 fellows, comprising 18 teams from 13 countries, are on the cusp of completing their fellowship, and we are excited to share their journeys with you.
My project aims to enhance understanding of urbanization's impact on floods and social vulnerability, fostering resilience in flood-prone urban areas. Thanks to CDRI's support, I conducted surveys, organized focus group with local communities and experts, and facilitated a high-level workshop with international experts. This approach fosters interactive exploration of urban transformation scenarios to mitigate flood risks. Grateful to CDRI for making this possible.
My name is Can Zulfikar from Istanbul Technical University. Our project title is Earthquake Resilience of Healthcare Facilities in Kocaeli Province in Turkey. I thank to CDRI for their support in the project that we had a good progress so far. We developed an inventory, we carried out seismic hazard analysis, we selected 3 typical hospital buildings and instrumented them. Currently, we are working on the performance assessment analysis. Then we will continue with the resilience analysis, and then we will work on the dissemination works with the local authorities and stakeholders. So I believe we will have a good project outcomes. Thank you, CDRI.
Welcome to nature. We are revolutionizing the way we build and maintain unpaved roads in developing countries through nature-based solutions.
We are pioneering the use of biostimulated MICP as a sustainable alternative. Unlike conventional MICP, our approach minimizes toxic byproducts. So far, we have characterized the soil, built an erosion equipment, and established a biocementation treatment protocol. Now, we are moving to mechanical and erosion tests on treated samples.
Our research aims to reinforce unpaved roads, promising environmental savings and improved well-being for local populations. Stay tuned as we pave the way to sustainable infrastructure.
This study is aimed at forecasting inclusion of sustainable urban drainage system in flood management using hydraulic modeling techniques. Such have the potential to lower the peak and increase the time to peak, thus allowing existing drainage systems to work as effectively as possible and at the same time lower the depth of accumulated water. The pre-study areas have been chosen based on their land use, and 3 different methods have been used to complement each other. The study has also enabled us to appreciate the 3 pillars behind the achievement of climate resilient infrastructure.
So these are the problems that we face in Bhutan. So we have developed 3 objectives. Objective 1 is to develop BLI mobile app, that is Bhutan landslide information. Objective 2 is to develop digital landslide risk map and then store in BLI. Objective 3 is to develop landslide database and then store in BLI. So regarding the update of the project, we are completed with developing landslide risk map. We are also completed with developing mobile app and database. Currently, we are integrating landslide risk map in the mobile app. So this is landslide risk map of Bhutan. So it has different toolbar like geolocation, search, zoom in, zoom out. So any user can find their own geolocation with the landslide risk zone. So this is the mobile app with the database. So CDRI help us in professional development and career enhancement. Thank you for the CDRI.
In the heart of towering peaks lies a community resilient against nature's fury. But as climate patterns shift and disasters become more frequent, we must adapt. Through a multi-stakeholder collaboration, we empower communities with knowledge. From rapid risk assessment workshops to engaging stakeholders, we are building a network of resilience. Together, we are creating a blueprint for resilience. Our learning modules will equip individuals and institutions with the tools to face any challenge nature presents. In this journey, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to CDRI for their support. It's through the collaborative efforts that we can bring our vision of enhancing disaster resilience in mountain geographies to life.
Saludos. La beca de investigación sobre amenaza sísmica, inundaciones y vulnerabilidad física de edificaciones en la zona costera sur del municipio de Barahona, de la República Dominicana, nos ha permitido conocer los diferentes tipos de tipología constructiva en la zona y su vulnerabilidad ante un evento sísmico. Además, conocer la zona más vulnerable a inundaciones por el desbordamiento de ríos, arroyos y cañadas. Estos resultados se darán a conocer a las autoridades competentes para la toma de decisiones y a la población en sentido general.
Direct and indirect exposure to untreated wastewater in government schools poses risks to both human and environmental health. To address this at ICDRI, we are developing decision-making web tool called EcoWise. We are currently developing the algorithm using data collected from 23 schools located in urban, peri-urban and rural areas in Bangalore. The data is collected on water supply, grey water quantity and quality, socioeconomic factors and waste management practices. Once operational, EcoWise will expedite the process of identifying optimal school-specific treatment designs, eliminating the costly surveys typically required for these treatments.
For the Deep INRA project, which is a flood inundation detection tool using deep learning and citizen science. One of the challenges in detecting floods is that there are resolution limitations to the kind of data that we can collect from satellites. So the idea is that we can combine synthetic aperture radar with deep learning and also with citizen science data to be able to better detect flood inundation in a high resolution. So for this, we have developed a tool called Deep INRA, where we have combined huge amount of synthetic aperture radar data that we have collected over the years with deep learning, and this tool is now able to detect riverine and urban floods in a much more efficient fashion. I look forward to sharing updates on that project with everyone in the fellowship. Thank you.
To ensure community resilience quantitatively, the cyclone classifier model CCM has been adopted in the CDRI Fellowship project to assess the status of critical infrastructures, namely the embankment and housing, against real-time cyclone and essential data in the pre-disaster and post-disaster phases of recovery. The tool is well received at the national level, earning an adaptation as well as by the local community and administration. Now it is in the process of mainstreaming at the National Resilience Program and has potential to use it in other countries as well.
Our project focuses on ways to cool down cities to reduce the impact of heat. We are looking at things like urban parks, urban fonts, and other measures that can make our cities cooler. We quantify the spatial extent of these cooling measures and offer a decision support system to help urban planners decide where to put them and how big they should be. Thanks to the fellowship, with this CDRI fellowship program, we have developed a system which is now scalable, that can be used in any city.
Our project aligns with just energy transitions and adds the resilience perspective to it by understanding agrivoltaics as components that add to redundancy in the existing energy system. To understand the feasibility of the same, we are building on the economic, regulatory, and local community perspectives. Simulation studies are currently being carried out to evaluate the technical feasibility and model selection for the identified sites of Nagpur metropolitan area. To that effect, CDRI has been adding utmost value by introducing us to the wonderful mentors who have supported and shaped this project. This fellowship has led us to understand the localized climate action specifically in the context of just and resilient energy transitions.
Bangladesh is a mega shopping center of natural hazards, and cyclone affect Bangladesh almost every year. We are providing a framework for community disaster resilience assessment for cyclone hazard, which will integrate functionality of building and critical infrastructure system like electrical power network. Our approach is being applied to a coastal city Chittagong in Bangladesh, which will incorporate physical infrastructure damage, socioeconomic impact, and other consequences. Our project will deliver an open source Python tool for community cyclone resilience assessment for scenario cyclone hazard. We thank CDRI for their support through the fellowship to conduct the study.
Hello everyone. Our team at the National Institute of Urban Affairs are implementing the Action Research Project SADAN, that is Strategic Actions to Build Resilience for All. The research focuses on contextualizing the needs of persons with disabilities and aims to develop localized strategies to build their resilience from disasters, particularly cyclones. Given the nature of the disaster we have chosen, our study is anchored in the district of Ganjam in Odisha. Beyond generating evidence on the degree of impact on the marginalized groups, the project outcomes will also create tools to steer better policy outcomes at the state and the district level.
Hello everyone. I am excited to share the opportunity given by CDRI, the sole funding fellowship of my research, which is about incorporating urban greenery, detention pond, flood management in the Mamahuman Basin in Ghana. The stakeholders are key in this project and are looking forward to the research results. So far, we have been able to have an interaction with the key stakeholders and have carried out drone videos, images, meteo data, LiDAR data as some field works. The real results will have an impact in the local communities in the basin, since the proposed solution largely lie in the hands of the local authority or assemblies within the basin to be implemented. Thank you very much.
We study and looked at wetland due to its unique biodiversity and indigenous communities under threat of disasters. Using PPSRI framework and spatial analysis, we first developed a vulnerability index. Further, using stakeholder participation, we formulated a regression model. I'm thankful to CDRI and technical experts for their continuous support and guidance throughout the project.
The CDRI project is an assessment of the effectiveness of nature-based solutions in flood risk management in the city of Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. The project utilizes a stakeholder engagement and consultation process to measure the effectiveness of nature-based solutions in flood risk reduction based on scenarios. A number of stakeholder engagement sessions have been held. The software to simulate the scenarios have been acquired and simulation parameters have been defined. The outcomes from the project will inform flood risk reduction policies and interventions in both the private and public sector.
My teammates and I are developing a debris flow early warning system that makes use of rainfall data and detects both ground vibration and infrasound in the initiation and propagation phases. Before installing our experimental stations, we carried out a risk mapping exercise to identify 2 catchments among 17 that are most worth of investigation. Our stations are on the ground now, and we are waiting for the forthcoming intense rainfall season in the Italian Alps. We are very grateful to CDRI for its support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and this is just a glimpse of what the cohorts are up to. And please excuse the quality, these are all crowdsourced. This is them speaking in their own words, and that makes it more authentic. I said we have fellows in the audience, so I'm now going to call Dr. Alondra Chamorro from Chile, Ms. Fensua from Madagascar, Dr. Bruna Lopez from Brazil, Mr. Richard Kofi Amekor from Ghana, Professor Mohammad Mansoor Rahman from Bangladesh, and Dr. Masaki Nakano from Japan. We were greedy, we wanted everyone to come on stage, but we were told no, you can just have 6. So we had to restrict. So this is a fellow spotlight, and I think who best but a fellow to moderate the discussion. So Dr. Alondra Chamorro will be asking the questions, and they will be conversing. And Dr. Chamorro, you have around 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Aishwarya, and thanks to CDRI for making this possible. And thanks for the audience for being here. So first I would like, please, all the fellows to introduce themselves. Well, I'm Alondra Chamorro. I'm from Chile. I'm professor at the School of Engineering of the Catholic University, and also I'm Deputy Director of CIGIDEN, which is the Center on Natural Hazards in Chile. And happy fellow of 2022-2023 cohort. So, Fensua.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Fensua Ramyaramanan. I'm from Madagascar, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Liège in Belgium. But in the same time, I'm collaborating with the University of Twente in the Netherlands. So my research is about flood resilience of populations who are living in deprived urban areas, as Antananarivo, which is the capital of Madagascar, as a study site. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bruna Lopez, and I am Brazilian, collaborating with the University of Roraima in Brazil, but I work as a lecturer in the Newcastle University. Our project, we call it Nature because it uses nature-based solutions, and we're using it as a way of using the CO2 that's stored in the soil to impact the resilience, increase the resilience of the soil by producing biocementation to help mitigate the unpaved roads. So with this, we aim to increase the resistance of the soil and reduce the impact of erosion.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Richard Kofi Amekor from Ghana. I'm currently a PhD student at Kwame Nkrumah University in Science and Technology, and currently working with Ghana Hydrological Authority as the head of drainage. My research topic under the CDRI project is incorporating urban greenery, detention ponds in urban flooding management in Ghana. I thank CDRI for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this panel. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mansoor Rahman. I'm a professor at the Institute of Water and Flood Management, Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. And the project that we are implementing through the CDRI fellowship program is related to the cyclone disaster management issues. So the new value, the new module that we added is when a cyclone is coming, what is the damage potential of the infrastructural system is generated by a model, and that is being incorporated with the existing cyclone warning so that the people can take care for better resilience of the infrastructure. Thank you, CDRI, for supporting us.
Good afternoon. My name is Masaki Nakano. I'm working for Nippon Koei, which is the private company, the consulting engineering company in Japan. And our topic for this fellowship program is building a framework for evaluating the resilience of bridge network, considering socio-technical attributes. So as a practical engineer, CDL Fellowship gives us some good opportunities to, we put the resilience perspective in the real world. So I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for all your presentations. And well, I have 4 questions, and I will be directing them because we're a little bit short of time. So starting with the first question, this is for Bruna, Richard, and Finoswa. What are the enablers and barriers in taking your project from research to action? So please, Bruna.
Yeah, so our project is a nature-based solution. So I think this is one of the key enablers at the moment because sustainable solutions are in demand now. Society wants it. Everybody wants those kinds of solutions. So I would say this is one of the main enablers. And also the results that we are having with the project are really positive, and they are directing us to good results. So I think it's giving us hope that these kind of solutions could be potentially replace or be an alternative for the gray infrastructure that we have and help us in this direction. For challenges, I think I'll highlight 2 just to shorten it. But I would say, first of all, although society is asking for it, everybody's asking for sustainable solutions, sometimes it's really hard for us to find people that would invest financially in it because it's hard to, people want returns really quickly, and sometimes when you're starting, this kind of research takes time, and we need time to develop it, to check everything, and experimental results especially, it takes time. So sometimes finding funding for it is difficult, and going the same way, I think sometimes we face skepticism through practitioners, policymakers, and funders as well. Sometimes it's ignorance on the knowledge of this part, and sometimes it's also reluctance from the practitioners specifically, because they are so used to these traditional gray solutions that it takes them a while. You really need to show. That's why it's so important to do this research, because we have evidence then to show that it really could work.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruna. Richard?
Thank you very much for the question. So once my research is about nature-based solution, there will be a need, or indeed enablers and barriers to make this research actionable. During the research, or this research project, involving the local communities in this research from the beginning has been a major enabler. Engaging stakeholders, including local authorities, businessmen, aspirations to these communities, this kind of participation increases ownership. So ideally, we're trying to build a sense of ownership once you engage the local communities in this aspect of the project. Number 2, encouraging the national and local policies and laws can also act as a facilitator by creating a setting that makes it easier in integrating infrastructure into flood control urban development plans. And Ghana's government is capable of doing this.
Thank you, Richard and Vanessa.
Yes. So the goal of my research is to produce scenarios of urban transformation. And when I begin my research, I always felt like I want to include local stakeholders to my project. So with the support of ICDRI, we used an inclusive approach for it, so I could listen to people, what they think, and what do they propose as the scenarios of urban transformations for their neighborhoods. So we did surveys, we did a focus group with local experts, and the last few weeks we did a workshop with international experts, so experts from the UK, from the Netherlands, from Belgium, and of course from Madagascar, to propose solutions. So I think that the first enabler is that inclusive approach, so population, local stakeholders know about the project. And secondly, the dissemination. So it's very important for me to share the results. Of course, because it's a PhD research in an international community, scientific community. But in the same time, when I did surveys and focus group, some chief of neighborhoods told to me, many researchers came, NGO came, but came back to give the results. So with this, I can share with them. And but yeah. However,
so important to involve communities and
Yes.
stakeholders. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah.
So going to the second question on how has your solution or research impacted the actual practice of infrastructure resilience or risk reduction? Mansour, if you can share us some thoughts about it.
Thank you. Let me explain a little bit about the cyclone warning system in Bangladesh. The GBM coastal zone are the home ground of cyclone warning, cyclones. So Bangladesh Meteorological Department is generating cyclone warning as a package in terms of the landfall location, the speed of the wind, and the surge height. And it is very important. People are being evacuated based on that information. But people are sometimes reluctant to be evacuated based on that information because they don't know what are the potential damages to them. And during 2014 to 18, under a project we implemented, supported by SATTEP program from JICA and JST, we developed a model adding a new component that is because of the landfall situation of the cyclone, what will be the damage potential of the infrastructure in terms of housing and embankments. And these models are now incorporated in the model, in our system. And in the CDRI project, we are piloting this model in a small area and also providing the information to the government at the parallelly so that it will be mainstreamed. But the infrastructure system in the region are changing gradually. So we are now involving scouts, the local scouts, to update the information, provide them in the university, and trying to update the model accordingly so that the real-time predictions for the infrastructure damage potentials will be ensured. So these all are happening with the intention to mainstream the model in the final stage. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mansour. Just wanted to share my experience with my colleagues. We developed a project on the Cohort 2022-2023, and we basically proposed some guidelines for risk management of rural roads, especially in a mountainous area, where we consider multiple hazards related to like weather related, but also seismic. And one of the things that I wanted to share is the importance of getting stakeholders involved in the process of the project. That makes it so easy then to apply. And we're in the phase now we transferred already the system. We developed a management system and a GIS-based platform. And we're currently on the step where we're going to start working with the municipality on how to implement the outcomes of the project. So it's really important also to include the stakeholders during the development of the research because they feel part of the solution right from the beginning. So moving through the third question is, how significant has the fellowship's contribution been in your research? I don't know if you can share some thoughts, Masaki, about it?
Yes. Actually, the fellowship's contribution is very significant for our research work because that makes our research work more practical and then applied to the real field. And as a researcher in a private company, and we always are looking for how we can make our research work to be attractive to our clients, then for this opportunity, we made the kind of example of the evaluating the resilience, quantitative evaluation for bridge network. So it can be used for prioritizing the maintenance of the bridge work. But actually, that is local government facing that's a problem. So through this, we can demonstrate our way to evaluate the resilience. So they could understand the plans without resilience perspective or with resilience perspective. So that could be really quantified, and then they understand what the resilience could be, and then the maintenance should be. So through this fellowship program, we kind of enjoyed, and also we got a step forward. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Masaki. Richard, can you tell us your thoughts about it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe the CDRI Fellowship has been very instrumental in advancing my research. First and foremost, the fellowship gave me much needed financial support to carry out some field works. It was so difficult, going to the field. Where would the resources come from? But with the research, with the funding from CDRI has really helped me. And then also, it has helped me to buy some equipment for the basin. Ideally, it was difficult to get stream flow data to work or to use once we set the model for the basin, it was difficult getting stream flow data. So with this financing also helped me to buy an instrument called the radar gun to collect some flow velocity when it rains. Also, CDRI Fellowship funding has really helped me to have some partnership with some professionals and practitioners and some stakeholders in the basin. It also helped me to fast track it got to a stage it was difficult to gather data, but with the funding and the financing from CDRI has really equipped me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah. Now, moving to the last question is, do you plan to use the fellowship project as leverage for your future plan of action and for exploring new dimensions in infrastructure and resilience? I don't know if you can share your thoughts about it, Bruna.
Yes, so as part of the legacy of our project, we are going to apply this solution to a road test site in Brazil, and we are going to continue monitoring these test sites after the end of the project. So in this way, we hope to have long-term results to hopefully be able to demonstrate the long-term performance of the technique. So we are going to continue exploring this avenue of research and applying it to other geotechnical infrastructures. So hopefully with this amount of data, we can persuade these stakeholders to really engage with this technique and this nature-based solution that we have proposed.
Thanks. And François, to end regarding the
Yes,
question.
Yeah, so to answer very quickly, first, because it's a research, we collected data, we tested, we made analysis, we have results, and we will have results because it's still on progress. So then we can implement it for the future actions. Secondly, the fellowship gave me the opportunity to have a large network like this. And I believe on the network because it paves the way for the future initiative. And finally, all the skills and knowledge that acquired during this project can be used to future project. So that's what can I say to answer.
Thank you so much. I think we're on time now, but I think we're going to have a group picture for the fellowship. So
thank you so much, everyone. I think these conversations can go on, but these are ever evolving session design. So thank you so much, and I think a round of applause because these are our change agents who are actually working on solutions. So I will quickly now request Ms. Veena Reddy and our Director General, Mr. Amit Prothi, and the fellows in the room, our international jury, and the experts to please come on stage for a group picture. Before we move into the most exciting bit, this was exciting, yes, but to the announcement. So all the fellows, all cohorts, the experts, our jury members, please. Yes, come. So the room's getting empty, see? Join us as well on stage with everyone and His Excellency as well. If you want to come, please. It's a big family we have. It's a family group picture. I'll request Rana to please come. you so much. Ms. Reddy, please wait on stage. And I'll also request our jury members to stay on stage. Ms. Veena Reddy, please stay on stage. I'd request the jury members to please come back on stage. Professor Sinha? Ms. Reddy, you should stay on stage for a bit. We have to give you... Ms. Reddy, we'd like to give you a small token of appreciation. Thank you so much. And now it's the time, this is what everyone's been waiting for and asking us about. And I'd request our Director General to join us as well in the exciting, people have been kind of pinging me, who's winning, who is our team there, and I've been my lips are zipped. But so I think before we do that, I'll quickly introduce our jury members. Professor Ravi Sinha from IIT Bombay. He's been part of the jury since 2021. Professor Satoru Nishikawa, he's been part of the jury for the longest time since 2022. Ms. Marjorie Green couldn't join us today. We'll be playing her message soon. And Professor Jim Hall, again, he couldn't join us due to other commitments. He sent a recorded message as well. We have Dr. Janice Rogers. She's the youngest, the newest entrant in the group. And she is the COO of Geohazards International. And I think first we'll start with Professor Jim Hall's recorded message. Please play the message.
Hello. It's been a great pleasure and honor to be part of this year's committee for the CDRI Fellowship Program. This year we've had a fascinating set of proposals, and proposals which have been quite diverse in their scope, including an extension into the important problems of food security and food systems. CDRI Fellowship Program is important for a number of reasons. One is that it's pushing back the frontiers of research in relation to disaster resilient infrastructure, improving understanding in an incredibly complex field. And secondly, it creates international collaborations, cooperation and understanding across a very wide range of different countries. And we've been pleased to see the diversity of countries and participants who've applied and indeed received funding from this year's program. Ensuring the resilience of infrastructure is a complex and practically never-ending topic. We're seeing vast quantities of infrastructure being planned and invested in and built around the world, as well as a growing asset base of aging infrastructure. It's absolutely essential that these investments are resilient to the uncertain future, the climate change and pressures from our growing societies going forwards. And the CDRI program makes a really important contribution to making sure that the infrastructure that we all need for the future is sustainable and resilient. I hope that you have a very successful conference.
That's Professor Jim Hall. Thank you so much to him. And now we'll play Ms. Marjorie Green's short message encouraging the new cohort. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marjorie Green. I'm a member of the International Jury, and I'm speaking to you today from San Francisco. I want to congratulate you on your selection as a fellow for the 2024-25 cohort. You were selected out of a large pool of candidates with the expectation that you will be making a significant contribution to the CDRI network. Your proposals were selected because they're innovative yet practical. They represent a wide range of topics and countries. I want to encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity of being selected as a fellow, participate actively, learn from each other, mentor each other. I look forward to watching your progress during the coming year. And again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we'll quickly have the deck. That we had, and the jury, like I said, this is the 5-member jury that selected these proposals. So we have the winners are, so we have 20 awardee teams from 9 countries, including Canada, Brazil, Dominican Republic, yay. We have Mongolia, India, and many others, we'll see. And now I'll request the jury to please announce the names. Yes.
Okay. Let me start with the first group. The title is Development of Application of Strong Motion Shake Map in Ulaanbaatar City in Mongolia. The group is Batuga, Togoseri, and Munkochir.
Our second group is from Brazil. The name of the project is Resilient Rio, Approaches to Landslide Safety, by Dr. Pedro Enrique Munez Lima and Dr. Luis Carlos Teixeira Coelho.
The third group to win the fellowship is from India, and the title of the project is Enhancing Community Resilience to Glacier Lake Outburst Flood Risks in the Himalayan Regions. And the team members are Rinchen Angul Lama and Ms. Chandni Singh.
Okay, the fourth group the title is Leveraging the Digital Twin Paradigm as a Transformative Approach to Disaster Resilience in Hospital Infrastructure from Germany. The recipient is Dr. Masa Molgras.
From India, modeling the cascading impact on food security due to debris flow-induced disruptions in mountainous road network. Shivam Priyadarshi.
The next winning group is from Nepal, and the title of the project is Unveiling the Ripple Effect, Power Outages and Hospital Service Disruption. And the recipients are Mr. Kanchan Mani Dikshit and Mr. Suresh Bhattarai.
Okay, the next group is from the Dominican Republic. The title is Artificial Intelligence-Based Simulator for Decision-Making in Risk Management and Climate Emergency Scenarios. This is a group of 4. They are Ulysses, Yanabella, Juan, and Antonia.
Next, we have another group of 4, this time from India. Enhancing Disaster Resilience through Innovative Fog Monitoring and Forecasting is the project title. And the team is composed of Prashad Deshpande, Roshan Banbaria, Kriti Bajaj, and Yash Patil.
The next winning group is from Bhutan, and the title of the project is Resil Urban, System Dynamic Model to Assess Resilience of Urban Infrastructure to Climate-Induced Hazards in Bhutan. And the team members consist of Mr. Changa Shering, Mr. Cheku Dorji, Mr. Fanso Dorji, and Ms. Takshi Choden.
The next recipient, the title is Heat Safe, a comprehensive heat risk assessment framework for elderly commuters in a hot desert city from India. The recipient is Dr. Shreya Banerjee.
Next, from Canada, we have the project, The Fiscal Impacts of Climate Risks to Infrastructure, a Cross-Country Analysis by Akarseth Parasamridi.
The next awardee is from India, and the title of the project is Evaluation and Assessment of Geothermal Pavements Using C&D Waste in Mechanized Stabilization. And the team members are Dr. Dipti A. and Mr. Vamsi K.
The next recipient is, the title is Giga Square, Gigapixel Imaging for Geohazard Assessment and Awareness. The group is from Italy, Dr. Saverio Romeo, and also Dr. Alessandro Francia.
Next, we have Seismic Vulnerability and Risk Assessment in Hilly Region, or Saisavara Hill. This group is from India. It's Putul Haldar and Zimi Singh Naurem.
The next recipient is from Bhutan, and the title of the project is Evaluating the Seismic Risk of Reinforced Concrete Buildings of Colleges under Royal University using RVS method, a research to policy making approach. And the recipient's name is Mr. Chimi.
So the next recipient is, the title is Community-Centric Affordable System for Comprehensive Alert and Dissemination Early Warning, Cascade for Floods in Uttarakhand Himalayas. They're from India. The group of two, Ms. Ambika Dabra and Dr. Pankaj Chauhan.
The next team is from Nepal, democratizing flood monitoring using smartphones and open source tools for flood discharge estimation. Suraj Shrestha, Bipin Dulal, and Abhishek Acharya.
The next group is from India, and the title of the project is DEFT, Drought Early Warning and Forecast in the Human Affected Arid Regions, and the awardee is Dr. Saran Adhar.
Okay, the next group is from Nepal, a group of 4. The title is Designing Resilient and Sustainable Solar Battery Infrastructure, DRESI, for high mountain areas of Nepal. The recipients, the group is Anurag, Bishwas, Manoj, and Saurabh.
The next project is Enhancement of Disaster Resilience of Critical Infrastructure Relevant to India's Undersea Communications Cables. The team is Commodore Debesh Lahiri and Soham Agarwal.
And that's it. So these are the 20 teams. And we had to say we got around 400 submissions, 121 full proposals, and these were kind of, subject to a very rigorous selection and review process. And there was a lot of back and forth between the Secretariat and the jury, and this is the final list. So congratulations to all the winners. And thank you so much for listening in. This was the great moment, and I will request everyone to we have some certificates from jury. Thank you so much. And then Amit, if you can just give a final. Professor Nishikawa, an old friend of the fellowship, Professor Ravi Sinha, and Dr. Janice Rogers. And a group picture. So much, and now I'll request Amit to please say a few words.
Yeah, I think my only words would be heartfelt thank you, particularly to the jury members. You know, it's not easy to get 400 applications, filter through them, and end at 20. I mean, can you imagine the amount of proposals and review process that they had to put through? So I really want to thank them, and I want to congratulate the fellows. You here in the room, you who are now going to join us, are the brand ambassadors for CDRI. You are the ones who are going to take forward the message of CDRI around your different countries, in your domains, in your networks that you're creating. So congratulations. I look forward to working with all of you now and into the future. Thank you so much.
That's the end of this session. There's a little break, and I think the next session is shortly after. Thank you so much. And for the panel members, our fellows, we have certificates for you, so you can collect those. Thank you so much.